What challenges did police face after Miranda v. Arizona? Imagine being a law enforcement officer tasked with making an arrest or gathering evidence, only to be suddenly limited by new legal requirements that could jeopardize the case. After the landmark Supreme Court decision in Miranda v. Arizona, police officers encountered a series of complex challenges that reshaped their procedures and strategies. The core issue stemmed from the ruling that individuals in police custody must be informed of their rights before any custodial interrogation. This meant officers had to clearly communicate the right to remain silent and the right to legal counsel. Failure to do so could result in the exclusion of any statements made during interrogation from the evidence presented in court. This requirement placed a significant burden on officers to ensure proper procedures were followed at every step. One of the primary challenges was the need for extensive training. Police departments had to develop new protocols to ensure officers understood when and how to administer Miranda warnings. This involved training officers to recognize situations where Miranda rights needed to be read and to document these procedures meticulously. The process also required officers to be vigilant about avoiding inadvertent violations, which could lead to the suppression of crucial evidence. Another challenge was the potential for legal disputes over whether Miranda rights had been properly conveyed. Defense attorneys could argue that rights were not read correctly or at the appropriate time, leading to cases being dismissed or evidence being thrown out. This increased the complexity of investigations and required officers to be more precise and cautious during interrogations. Furthermore, the ruling affected the timing and flow of police procedures. Officers could no longer assume that statements made during custodial questioning would automatically be admissible. This sometimes led to delays in interrogations or the need to rephrase questions to avoid violating rights, which could complicate efforts to obtain timely confessions or information. In addition, the decision prompted police to develop alternative investigative techniques. Since custodial confessions became more difficult to secure, law enforcement agencies had to rely more heavily on physical evidence, witness testimony, and surveillance to build cases. This shift required adjustments in investigative strategies and resource allocation. Overall, the aftermath of the Miranda v. Arizona decision presented law enforcement with the challenge of balancing effective investigation methods with the constitutional rights of individuals. While it enhanced protections for suspects, it also demanded greater diligence, training, and procedural rigor from police officers across the country.